Hello, my name is Casey Campbell, and I'm a doctoral student in the Instructional Technology and Design PhD program at the University of Southern Mississippi. I'll be providing you with my reflections of instructional design. I'd like to take this time to start off my reflections by providing you all with an example of a poorly designed instructional experience, and I believe that you guys would get a kick out of this video.
Fast to rhyme.
Oh, it's gonna rhyme.
Yes.
Oh, okay. What about A, B, S, C, J, L, G, E, K, I, O, P, H,
It's gonna rhyme and be in the right order.
You're just picking on me now.
I'll go again. A, B, C, D, eyes to me. A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P.
H, I, J, K, L, M, N, E, P.
L, M, N, O, P.
I wanna go home.
L, M, N, O, P.
L, M, N, O, P.
Q, R, S, T, U, V.
Q, R, S, T, U, V.
W, X. That bell's for me, not you. W, X, Y, and Z.
W, X, Y, and Z.
Now I know my ABC.
H, I, J, K,
Come along and sing with me.
Hey kids, before we go, let's do nursery rhymes. Ba, 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 ba,
Have you ever considered what makes a plane fly or what makes a 20-ton ship float? Have you ever considered what it takes to create things out of pure imagination and ingenuity? In this world, we have several marvels which consistently engages our abilities to process and understand them. Instructional design is a marvel in itself. I define instructional design as a systematically engineered process and procedure which is used to enhance learning or training experiences. Instructional design is systematic because it is methodical in application. Instructional design is an act of engineering because of the application of practical knowledge used to analyze, design, and develop and improve instructional or learning experiences. Many instructional designers have developed their own definitions of instructional design, but I believe that instructional design encompasses systems, processes, and acts of engineering. One of the most commonly known instructional design models is the ADDIE model. The ADDIE model allows instructional designers to analyze, design, develop, implement, and evaluate instruction. The ADDIE model is applicable to each learning theory through appropriate application in the design phase of the model. Beyond the ADDIE model, there are complex and comprehensive instructional design models which have been developed with learning theory in mind. Applications of instruction design theory was noticed during World War II. During World War II, the War Department summoned various leading psychologists and educators to develop training materials and training evaluations programs for basic entry training activities across the country. These leaders in instructional design included B.F. Skinner, Robert Mager, and Robert Gagne. Robert Gagne established the 9 events of instruction in 1965, which established the areas of learning hierarchies and hierarchical task analysis. Beyond the military, instructional design has had a major impact in academia and the private sector as well. The principles of instructional design has had significant impact on professional academic disciplines such as nursing education, engineering, human resources, training development, higher education, general education, adult education, the natural sciences, and even the defense industry. Instructional design has provided these institutions with systematic processes to developing dynamic and relevant learning experiences. Without instructional design, these institutions in their current state would not incorporate media or appropriate instruction strategies into instructional efforts used to improve the learning experience. Two principles of instructional design that I believe is most commonly applied to these institutions are objective design and program evaluation. As an instructional designer, I have used the principles of instructional design in efforts to identify gaps in learning, human performance improvement, organization training and design, and program evaluation. These areas that I have mentioned are areas of instruction design which significantly impacts the quality of instructional experiences within organizations. One thing that I can say is instructional design can be applied beyond general education and higher education. Private sector organizations have used human performance improvement, which is an element of instructional design, for some time now. According to the Association for Talent Development, human performance improvement is the systematic process of discovering and analyzing important human performance gaps, planning for future improvements in human performance, designing and developing cost-efficient and ethically justifiable interventions to close performance gaps, implementing the interventions, and evaluating the financial and non-financial results. The primary benefit of instructional design is that it sets the stage for successful learning experiences. Failing to consider instructional design increases the chance of failure. One example that you may have experienced would be sitting in a math class. The teacher or professor is clearly a mathematical genius. He or she is an expert and is essentially trying to download the contents of his or her brain into your brain. The problem is that you don't understand or follow what the person is trying to say or teach. Why? The instructor probably never considered instructional design. Instead, this expert is focused on the content and is likely teaching from the perspective of, let me tell you what I know. An An instructional designer will consider many factors beyond the content, such as the learners themselves and the best instructional method or strategy. The designer can then fashion the learning in a way that helps students succeed. The message is useless if the messenger can't communicate effectively. Learners, educators, and trainers are not the only beneficiaries of instructional design practices. Employers find good instructional design results in employee training that is cost efficient, high quality, and results oriented. Though often behind the scenes, instructional designers serve as a bridge between subject matter experts and their students and learners. There are two major disadvantages in instructional design, which includes time consumption and implementation, and instructional design being linear in nature. When considering the entire instructional design process, instructional designers must follow each step which may include several sub-steps. While working with FEMA, it would take my team nearly 6 months to develop a course which includes the program of instruction development, curriculum development, media design development, and also the evaluation tools. Instructional design is linear in nature and forces instructional designers to work in a straight line, step by step. Working in a linear fashion causes an instructional designer to lose sight of consistently refining and revising and evaluating the products as they are being designed and developed. The future of instructional design is very promising. There are various trends which are being incorporated into general education, higher education, and the private sector. One trend that is currently emerging at a fast rate is artificial intelligence. Instructional designers are incorporating artificial intelligence technologies into learning experiences. Many people assume that these technologies reduces the human factor in learning and complex tasks. Artificial intelligence is used to enhance our learning experiences and assist us in doing our jobs better. Along with artificial intelligence, we will see an increase in the implementation of adaptive learning strategies in our learning environments. Adaptive learning provides learners with an opportunity to learn on demand when they want, where they want, and what they want. This on-demand experience prevents learners from being constrained to just a regimented linear instructional experience. In closing, instruction design is a great discipline which can be applied to nearly any and every field. As an instructional designer, I must always remember I am responsible for developing dynamic, relevant, and realistic learning and instructional experiences which edifies knowledge acquisition. Thank you for taking the time to review my reflections. Thanks again.